I won't lie to you guys. I was not initially planning on posting a video this weekend. Today is November 20th. It is my birthday, first of all, and second of all, this is my hard quarter. So we basically are in block scheduling right now, and so basically I have 8 classes normally, and but because of COVID, of course, I'm only taking 4 right now. So all the work for my classes are technically doubled because we have to do a semester of work in a quarter. So this is my hard quarter. Last quarter I had very easy classes. Like I had AP US History, Honors Earth and Space, and like an elective class. But this quarter I have Honors English, AP Environmental Science, Honors Pre-Calc, and Honors Spanish, which it wouldn't be that bad if it weren't for English making me have 3 hours of homework every single night. This is the book we're reading right now. It's called The Jungle by Upton Sinclair. It's a good book. I love the book, but we have to spend like a significant amount of time like writing stuff about it, and I don't like doing that. I just want to read. I love this book so much, but I just want to read. I just want to be able to read. I don't want to have to do some crazy character analysis, because trust me, I'm terrible, and I mean terrible at it. Not terrible on like a normal standpoint, but I'm just compared to some people in my class, I'm pretty terrible. But so yeah, I didn't initially believe that I was gonna post a video this week because of all the crazy stuff, but then I thought it was kind of necessary. This is not gonna be that long of a video because there's really no need for it. So yeah, let's just get to it. Our topic today is retrograde motion, and there's one thing about this is that it's always confused me. Retrograde motion has always been a crazy topic for me. When we learned it in Honors Earth and Space last quarter, it was the one big thing in astronomy that I just didn't have any idea why it was happening. So retrograde motion is a very interesting concept. So back in ancient times, in the days of Ptolemy, the great astronomer Ptolemy, whose beliefs of the universe, the crazy scientific views of the universe were basically everywhere for like 1500 years until Copernicus and Kepler disproved him. Retrograde motion confused him, to say the least. He was very like it confused him a lot. So he devised he always imagined that everything revolved about the Earth, like revolved around the Earth in perfect circles. Like there's no elliptical, no crazy stuff was happening. But then there were what they called wanderers, so the wandering stars or the planets, and they saw that every once in a while the planets would slow down in their normal trajectories and then kind of reverse. They can see this because relative to the other stars, they're in a different spot. I mean, that happens all the time. Like Mercury is in retrograde right now, for example. Mars was at least at some point in retrograde. I don't know when it was, but I know it was recently. It might be in retrograde now too. So yeah, there you go. I mean, that's really it. But it confused him. So to combat this, he devised this crazy set of epicycles and deferents. An epicycle is basically a circle going through the circumference of another circle, of a larger circle. So he devised that crazy set, and it was accurate for the time being, but obviously it's not what happened once we figured out that the universe was not Earth-centered, but rather nothing really centered. Instead of the solar system was sun-centered, not Earth-centered. We discovered that retrograde motion was just purely apparent, but it was still very confusing for me too. Like I understand Ptolemy's frustration with this after all the craziness I have had in the last 2 months with this topic. I'm normally pretty good at understanding astronomical topics, but I was not good at this. I thought that it would be necessary that I make an episode about it so I can actually understand it. And of course, the first Wikipedia page I go on I understand it. It's Wikipedia. And the truth is, understanding it, you can do it with one simple animation. Literally, all you need is an animation. So I'm going to show you guys the animation, and you'll basically know what I'm talking about. Like, I have the script down here, but I don't need to read from the script because it's all self-explanatory once you see the animation. I mean, I had no idea what it was for 2 months, and the animation solved everything. I mean, yeah, it was just weird. So basically, I'll explain why I thought of it that way. So you'll see that in retrograde, like Mars, for example, it kind of does like kind of this. So imagine it's going on its course throughout the sky, and then it slows down, and then it begins to like turn around, like go back, and then it begins to reverse course again and keep going. So I didn't understand why that was happening. Because okay, first of all, my science teacher, they were like, when the orbit of Earth passes Mars, so when it reaches opposition, it passes Mars, so it slows, like, it'll cause an apparent shift because the angle is changing almost. And I understood that, but I didn't understand why it turned around again. I didn't understand that, but I also didn't realize that the orbits were circular. I was thinking drag race. I was basically thinking that, like a drag race between a Tesla Model S Plaid and a Ford pickup truck. Like, it was just, that's what I was imagining. So I was imagining the angle would change, but I didn't think of it turning back. So basically, you'll see in the animation that when Earth goes further down, like, so like imagine Earth and Mars are on top when retrograde begins. You'll see as it ends, Earth is like kind of to the left, on the like left quadrant of its circle of the orbit, and Mars is still like near the top. So that's really what I saw. I mean, it was really nothing significant, but yeah, once I saw that, I mean, I just knew it immediately. So I have a more detailed episode of this in the podcast, and I definitely think you should watch that. It was not my greatest video ever, but I definitely went way more in depth than I did on here. See, like, I really didn't actually plan on posting a video this week, but I thought that it was, why not? Why not just post a video? It's not going to take me that long to do anyways. I always love making these videos. I just don't like editing them, and I didn't really have that much time this weekend, so I'm probably not going to put that much effort into editing this video. Probably just cut some things out, make it decent, at least somewhat decent, make it okay, but you can see that I don't have any of my equipment up. There's no equipment. I didn't really do much organizing. Yeah, I really didn't do anything to set everything up. I have a lot of work to do. Yeah, but anyways, this was not the most informational video ever, but thank you all for watching. And as always, have a good morning, a good afternoon, a good evening, and a good night. Take care and stay curious.